So let's start. So I'm gonna press new game here, but timer doesn't start until I think some 40 seconds into the intro, because it's the first input, because we need to press start. Because, well, I'll explain it, but get ready to start timer in just a little bit. It's actually very soon, not 40 seconds, it's less than that. So yeah, this is Rayman Legends, and we're gonna start the run. Alright, get ready on the timer. It's gonna go in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so this is Rayman Legends any %, and this run is really cool, and you're gonna see a lot of stuff. So, the first level, Once Upon a Time here, we exit out for 2 reasons. One, because it's faster to exit and re-enter the level without loads than it is to go through that little cutscene of Murphy. And second, because we can get a heart right at the start. So the PC version of this game has the loading screens, and so those are gonna help quite a lot because they give you hearts and they can be used to do damage boosts and whatnot in the stages. So this first level here, Once Upon a Time, not really much to say. What we're doing is we're gonna get all the teensies that we can that are on the main path of the level. Oops, took a hit there accidentally. And so, to beat the game, what we need to do is... Oh my god, my controller disconnected, really? Already! This crappy cable is really doing me in. Alright. There we go. That should be better. Jesus Christ. So... So, sorry if that happens. For some reason, this controller has an awful habit of disconnecting me. So, if sometimes that happens, I just have no control over it. So this first level, we're just grabbing the 18Cs that are fast to grab. And then we're going to go to the next level. So to beat this game, there are some conditions that you have to meet to obviously get to the credits and everything. So we need to beat all the bosses, because that triggers the credits. And the boss with the highest requirement is 260 teensies. So for any %, we need to get 260 teensies to unlock the final boss. So some levels are gonna be only getting the 8 main teensies, none of the kings or queens, which are the you know, the bonus room ones. Some we're gonna be getting one of the bonuses, but not the others. Some we're gonna be getting all 10. It really just depends on the level and how fast it is. So the second level right here, Creepy Castle, pretty straightforward. We're just doing a lot of really complicated movement that seems pretty easy, but this is actually from just like a lot of practice. So the movement in this game is really good, like really good. I really love the movement in it, and this is from years of practice. Not trying to toot my own horn, but some of the stuff that you can do in the ILs of this game, or with more advanced movement tech, is frankly insane. So you can do some of that, but unfortunately not a ton of it is applicable for RTA runs. But we do try to incorporate as much as we can from the absolutely insane IL tech, you know, done by invasions or challenges online. We try our best, but sometimes our best isn't enough. So we're just getting done with the level right here, getting the last teensy and then moving on to the end of the stage. So the first world is pretty straightforward. There's not much to say, because we're just moving through the levels as quickly as we can, grabbing every teensy, you know, just trying to go fast and get all the teensies we can. Right here after the second level, there's a little prompt for us to go check out Toad's Story, which is the second world. Like, the game tells you to check it out to see the gate opening. We're not gonna go there just yet. We're gonna complete the first world first. And that's the only prompt of those that you can't deny the request to go check out the level. So the other ones, we're gonna be saying no to, oh, hey, go check out this new world that just opened. Just so we don't waste any time, because each of those cutscenes individually is really slow, so we have to clear them out all at once. And that's far better than doing them when the game wants you to. So this is Enchanted Forest. This is probably one of the fastest levels in the game for 18Cs. It's about a minute and a half, the entire stage, including the loading and the fanfare of the other stages to get all the teensies. Right there you can ground pound and get that teensy through the vine. So that's a little strat that you can do. So much that we get to... What? Oh, it's because my fucking controller disconnected again. Oh, oops, I swore. I'll try to keep swearing to a minimum for obvious reasons, but sorry, that one slipped. So the next stage is Ropes Course, and it's going to be another Murphy stage. So the Murphy stages are probably some of the most complicated stages in the game. They have a lot going on because you need to control, because unlike the Wii U version, we need to control Rayman and Murphy at the same time. So Murphy is just a button that we press in context-sensitive situations to make him do stuff. For speedrun purposes, I mapped my Murphy button to the left trigger on my controller. So I can run and do stuff without having to shift my finger a lot. And that's incredibly helpful for something else you'll see later in the run, which is pretty crazy. But right now it's just mere convenience because the console versions are like, you have to press Y to use Murphy, and you use X to punch and A to jump. So it becomes really inconvenient sometimes. So thanks to PC button remapping, this is the PC version, by the way. We can completely bypass that. Right here, this is the first stage where we're going to be getting all 10 teensies. So this is the queen right here. She's the first bonus room. And right here is the king. Conveniently, they're right next to each other. And they're both really, really fast to grab. So, as you can see there, that bonus room took less than 2 seconds, even less than the queen. So, we have to take into account all the animations and stuff, but some of the king and queen teensies are rather fast to grab, so that's why we grab them. So we're just moving through the stage here, we're almost at the end. Right here we jump over that guy because killing him is not necessary. We ground pound right here so we can grab the ledge without Murphy cutting it down. We got the last teensy right there. And finish the stage with flying colors. So as you can see, we're just barely not getting the lucky ticket in each stage. That's for very specific reasons that you'll see later on, but basically we want to get 10 lucky tickets over the course of the run, and we'll be getting them in their own stages. So the lucky tickets, you have to get a certain amount of lums, or looms I guess, to get them. And we'll be getting those in a few stages. And this is the first one. The first stage where we'll be getting the lucky tickets, called Quicksand. This is a glorified auto-scroller, basically. So, this part right here is not an auto-scroller. We actually have to go rather fast. And by rather fast, I mean screwing up that jump and losing time. So right here, we're getting all the teensies that we can. We're going to be getting 8 in this stage. And also, we're going to be getting a lot of these lum strings, because the purple lums are double the worth or the value of regular lums. So we have to get all those. My controller disconnected again. That's not good. That's not good either. So if it seems like I'm playing like garbage, it's because my controller seems to be having issues, and I really gotta get a new cable for this goddamn thing. But the point is, I didn't die, so that's fine. That's fine. Everything is fine. Everything is completely fine. So, we're getting all the lum strings, getting all the teensies in our path. We have to get this skull coin right here because it gives us an extra 25 lums. Get this cage, which is worth 15. Get this last teensy right here. Ground pound this cage. Do some movement here to set us up perfectly for that cage right there. For free. That's basically perfect. So we're gonna be ending this stage right here with 460 lums. Whoop. So every teensy gives you 25 lums, and if you finish a stage with a heart, it gives you an extra 5. So we finished with barely enough to snatch our first lucky ticket. I love this commentary. Well, thanks. You know, I really do try, I suppose. Yeah, this game moves really, really fast, and I really love it for that, even though I'm a rusty, washed-up has-been at this point. My prime in this game is long gone. But we're moving on to the second lucky ticket stage, how to shoot your dragon. This is a normal platforming stage. Actually, this is a Murphy stage, but we're going to be getting quite a lot of lums in it because it's kinda an auto-scroller like Quicksand, but not really. So we're gonna get this first teensy right here. Murphy's gonna help us out. And then we're only gonna get the queen here. We're gonna ledge grab this, have Murphy rotate it, and that basically skips a lot of unnecessarily complicated platforming that we would normally have to do. So Murphy, like I said, Murphy stages can often be the hardest to do really fast. They can be either really fun or absolutely incredibly annoying. So we get that teensy right over there on the right, get hit by that guy, which wasn't supposed to happen. But that's okay, there's a backup heart right over here. We drop down from this rope right here to get that teensy. Instead of having to, you know, move the platform and everything. It's just unnecessary work when you can just drop down and get it faster. This is tickle skip. You can jump over that guy to skip having Murphy tickle him. So, right here, another teensy. We have to tickle this guy to get past him. Right here we drop down, waste a few seconds to get that skull coin for some extra lums. Right here, jump up, get that teensy. Run right here to get this lum string. Ignore the ropes in this part, but it's jumping from platform to platform. Get that last teensy, or the second to last teensy rather. And move on to the punching section. So we get the fist here, and the fist is basically a projectile, nothing much to it. and we just have to move here, punch all the dragons, because punching dragons is a very productive activity that you should all engage in. Ground pound this last pillow thing to give us some speed, and then make it to the end of the stage with just enough lums to give us the lucky ticket. There we go. So like I said, we need 10 lucky tickets in total. I apparently completed an action on Uplay, so you know, shoutouts to Uplay, I suppose. Actually, no shoutouts to Uplay. Uplay is rather bad, but that's okay. We're gonna move on to the next stage. Yeah, Tickle Skip is the name of it. There's a later trick in the very last level of the game that I like to call Idiot Skip. But we'll get that. We'll get to that when we get there. So this is the first boss stage, Raving Fire. It's the fight against the medieval dragon. So the whole theming of this game, as for the name, is this, like, it's fantastical fantasy worlds and etc. So we kill that last enemy here, and then I kill myself. To start the phase a little earlier, because the checkpoint is set when you kill the last guy. So if you kill yourself, the dragon appears a little sooner, instead of having to wait for him to show up. Bam, ba-dam, bam. So, the dragon, the phases here are literally just auto-scrollers. You're waiting for him to become vulnerable, or you're waiting for him to come over, so you can beat the living crap out of him. So there's not much to say, except from some small platforming segments with teensies that we obviously have to get. Any level that has free teensies, we will get them. Right there, I wait to get that king teensy until I get on the platform, because he actually doesn't disappear. He just keeps moving to the right, so you can just do that. Right here, it's a damage boost strat that I found. You can beat the dragon a little bit faster by getting a recoil off one of his fireballs, and that sends you up into the air and you can shoot at him, because the fireball normally, it blocks your fist. So yeah, so the thing with the lucky tickets is that there are 2 Back to Origins levels. So that's levels from Rayman Origins that were put into this game. And the first Back to Origins level unlocks at 5 lucky tickets, and the second one unlocks at 10. And both of them are very fast. Ironically, the third Back to Origins level is slow as hell, so we don't get that. But the first 2 are very much worth it for the speed run. Nice. So we finished this level with exactly 100 lums. And that is actually good, because for some reason, when you finish a level with exactly the number of a certain requirement, the celebration animation at the end there is just a teensy little bit faster. No pun intended, but yeah, so finishing with exactly 100 is actually like half a second faster than finishing with 100 or more than 100 actually. So right here we're gonna open our suitcase and warp to the Rescue Aurora in the briefcase. Instead of, you know, having to go all the way back to the overworld and go to Toad's story, thankfully the game just puts convenient teleports in your suitcase. So we, there's actually a little bit of suitcase manipulation, believe it or not, to optimize warps for the rest of the game. My controller disconnected for a little bit there, so that wasn't the intended strat. I wanted to slide on the water to get a little more momentum. That's fine. If it works, it works, you know. So this is Ray and the Beanstalk, another very fast stage. We're not gonna be getting, you know, any of the kings and queens here. This is the first stage where we have like a lot of wind, and wind, as you can see, makes you go up. You know, just like in classic Rayman, you use your helicopter on an updraft, and you go up. So you can do that. What I just did there, I got more height off that bouncy platform by ground pounding under it. So if you ground pound a platform, you get more height off of it, but what the game actually does is that when you ground pound as Rayman, your hitbox slightly extends upwards, so you can actually ground pound stuff from below. And the controller is doing its best to keep this run interesting. Wow, that's a backhanded compliment if I ever heard one. Just kidding, but like, I don't know why I find that funny, but so you can ground pound stuff from below. For some obscure Lovecraftian reason, they decided to put that in the game. No, not in classic Rayman. I mean, like, yeah, in Rayman 2, you use your helicopter on the wind, you go up. And Rayman 3 too. When I mean classic Rayman, I mean like Rayman that isn't Origins or Legends. I mean like, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, second level, Winds of Strange. Haha, get it. But the this is a Murphy level also, and this is actually one of my favorite levels in this world. It's a Murphy level, but it has a lot of cool tech. Right here, this only works on the PC version, or this doesn't work on the PS4 or Xbox One versions because you have a heart due to the loading screen. So in those versions, there is no loading screen, so you wouldn't be able to do that damage boost that I did to go to the creature with one eye and have its spikes boost you up. So this is another level where we're getting 10 TNTs instead of 8 because the king and queen are both very fast, as you saw. Right here I'm gonna try a break boost. Nice, I got it. So a break boost is actually IL tech that is used in the challenges for this game. And what you do is you do a spin forward, and then if you let go on the control stick and when Rayman slides, for some reason he can get like negative deceleration or something. Like, yeah, the logic is a little obtuse, but like Rayman gets negative deceleration and he gets like really fast, and you can use this for some absolutely ridiculous speeds. This is mostly exploited in ILs and challenges for obvious reasons because it works a lot better on straightaways, on like flat ground. And so, because of that, for the longest time, we never fought to incorporate break boosts into anything, into any percent, because the RTA speedrun community for this game is far, far smaller than the challenge and IL community, which is actually really, really big, surprisingly. So right here, the game tells me to check out Olympus Maximus. I say no. So, we're moving on to Castle in the Clouds. This is the second instance of death abuse in the game. I haven't died unintentionally so far, so I think that might be good. So, death abuses, I think there's only 3 in the run that we use right now. The one in the World 1 boss right here, and I think later on, forgot what stage, but so we get this teensy right here, we go under this platform, we ground pound to get this teensy, which sends us plummeting into the abyss, but thankfully, the teensy and our checkpoint get saved, so that's very convenient. We get that teensy on the left here, get this teensy, and then we get the king teensy right here because he's very fast, and you'll see why. There we go, that's the king room. So we only go for the kings and queens teensies if they're really fast like that. If they're only like a single screen that can be done really, really quickly. Because some of the bonuses in this game can be really, really long and just not worth it at all. Like I said, we need the 260 fastest teensies out of 700 in the game. So sometimes we have to get kings and queens, etc. Right there, we get that teensy up there, and then we immediately drop down, because it's faster. Is this a lucky ticket level? No, it isn't. The lucky ticket levels are either bosses or like special stages with free teensies each, because those are much less requirements than the other ones. Because like in a level with free teensies, it's usually like to get the lucky ticket you need 75 lums, and just from getting the teensies you already have that much. So it's much faster to do it in those stages than waste time getting lums in any other stage in the game. Either way, you have just enough stages to do it that you have 10 lucky tickets by the time you need them. I spent time killing a couple enemies. It's mainly because... Oh, oops. Okay, I guess that teensy still counted. So, that was actually an unintentional strat. I wanted to ground pound the Toad with the teensy so that he would bounce me up onto the bouncy platform, but I guess my ground pound was a little too high, so I hit the bouncy platform from below, but my ground pound still counted. Right here, I'm gonna try to do a strat. I call it the Swiggity Swag. I got it. So there's just a few pixels on that vine platform where you can ground pound and spin off of, and that gives you full momentum to like jump over to the guy without having to open the eye monster and have the wind blow you, which is really slow. That was actually a really good altitude quickness. I saved 2 seconds on my PB there. I'm running with my splits. You can't see them, but I'm running with my splits because sometimes I forget the route. Yes, I do sometimes forget the route because I haven't played this game in so long, but anyway, we're going to the second level of Toad's Story, or the last level of Toad's Story before the boss, When Toads Fly. This level is absolutely disgusting because it's a wind level and it has enemies that fire projectiles. So you have to basically set everything up perfectly every time to get all the cycles and stuff, because this level is actually, all these moving platforms are on global cycles, and I just barely didn't get crushed to death there. That's the sign of a really almost too good of a cycle, is when you almost die trying to do it. But yeah, this level goes by really quickly, but it's actually really hard. Like, I know I'm making it look kind of simple, but there's a lot that can go wrong there, believe me. Yeah, so the whole level is kind of like a, horizontal shooter, but just slower. But those toads that fire, the red toads fire, flaming projectiles. So they can really mess you up sometimes, and sometimes you can mess up the cycles because every cycle is independent, and it's really annoying. So Armored Toad, second boss level. And Armored Toad, I think is actually the shortest boss level in the game. Out of all the boss levels that we do in any percent, he's like, I think, shorter than one of the stages. So here he is, the big lad. He really is an absolute unit. So just by looking at him, we have to appreciate his beauty, but unfortunately we have to kill him because otherwise we can't beat the game. So this is the missile phase. You start shooting out a bunch of missiles and they all home in on you. Oh, just barely survived that. So the missiles, because they home in on you, they can be supremely annoying, just like that. And they can sometimes kill you for no good reason, really. So I killed myself there as soon as the toad hits the castle in the background. Because when he hits the castle in the background, it sets the checkpoint to right next to the magician that you need to punch into space to finish the level. So that's a very recent FABs actually that we incorporated. But yeah. Oh yeah, the PS4 version is faster in real time by 10 minutes, but it's actually slower if you take out all the loads. And yes, the PS4 version has loads. They're very minimal, but they're there. So right here, we're checking out the invasion level for How to Shoot Your Dragon, which is a level that we already completed. And the invasions are when enemies from one world invade a level from another, which is a pretty clever idea, but all they are is basically time trials that take the design of the level being invaded and twist it in some way. So this is a really fast invasion. It's only like 26 seconds. And each invasion is at most 40 seconds long, and they contain 3 teensies each. If you complete it under 40 seconds, of course. So we're going to be doing a lot of invasions. Not right now, but towards the end of the game there's going to be a lot of invasions because they're really fast and they give you a lot of teensies. So now we're moving on to Olympus Maximus, actually. And you might be wondering, wait, you're going to the 5th world? And yes, actually. So the route does the worlds in a very specific way. So we're going to World 5 now, right after World 2. And this is all because you need to do World 4 and 2 visits anyway. So we have to optimize the routing in such a way where, like, you have enough teensies by a certain point to unlock certain stuff in the briefcase, and it's just... the actual routing for it is an absolute mess, I think, but in the end, it works out really well. So this is probably one of the hardest stages in the game to do fast. Like, I have an IL tutorial for this level covering all the fast strats and everything. It's about 36 minutes long. So that's just the IL tutorial for this level covering every strat. I'm gonna get a heart here just so I don't die. There's a strat there where you can get the momentum off the shields when they're shifting to do what I call swiggity swoosh. But unfortunately I didn't get it. You can basically use the shield momentum to boost yourself really ridiculously across this level. But yeah, shields is probably the slaughter of many runs. This level has killed a lot of runs that were on great pace until it got to here. Just because if you want to do this level in the fastest possible way, you have to be an absolute madman to try everything. To like go for everything possible. Right here, this is supposed to be a slow section where the finger of God tries to kill you. But if you do a YBY, which is a certain movement technique, you can gain just enough speed to like stay ahead of it, just enough so that it doesn't shoot you, and you can use the lightning to hit the teensy that you leave behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, route's okay. I thought I missed the teensy for a second, but no, I didn't. But yeah, this is 5-2, the Dark Creatures Rise. Not much to say about this level, except that it introduces the titular Dark Creatures, which are these swarms of furballs that attempt to kill you, and you cannot kill them. You cannot kill me, I am Omega. Sorry for the Devil May Cry reference, but I had to do it because it just popped into my head. But they cannot be killed, and they will kill you, so you have to be careful. Right there, you can take some shortcuts and a damage boost to bounce off the swarm to get to the cage a little faster. Right here, a strat I found. You can ground pound this third bongo to get enough speed to completely ignore this mushroom part, and you can just jump over all the swarms. It saves about 8 seconds. And it's, I think, one of 2 strats that I found in this game that actually save time. Run on this game for basically ever since it came out, but that was one of the few things I found. Right here, we're entering this temple section. That kick to the guy, if you're fast enough, it's usually synchronized to the music, which is pretty funny. Right here, I ground pound the right side of that bongo, so it propels me forward just a tiny bit, so I don't have to hit any of the other bongos. Right here, we're doing some wall runs to get to the end of the stage. Pretty simple. We ground pound here and hold up to buffer the input for the door. This always seems like an e-speed game to me. Lots of things to do. Yeah, having time to do speedruns is really the bane of my existence, and I guess everybody's. Having time, man. Imagine having a real life. What a load of garbage. No music levels? Nope, music levels are not included. But if you guys want to, or no, wait, I can't because there's a run after this actually. So no, never mind. Normally in marathons there's like incentives for stuff, but right here it's not applicable. So this is one of the few levels where Glowbox is actually faster. So yes, in a true Glowbox moment, Glowbox is faster in some levels because he has a back air kick which not only has more range than Rayman's attacks, it can actually kick through walls, and you can use that. I'm gonna try to do a cheeky strat right here. I call that one the wheel around, because you wall run and jump onto the wheel and then you very smoothly spin around it. It's very sexy. But yeah, so Glowbox can get that teensy on the other side of the room by just back air kicking at the entrance, while Rayman has to actually go up and down to get the teensy. That saves, I think, 5 or 6 seconds, I'm not sure. Right here I slow down to get the teensy. Oops. Ow! Oh my god, I died. Thankfully, the checkpoint is right here, so that's the first unintentional death of the run. Didn't cost too much, but, you know. So, now we have all the teensies, I think. Or, do we? I don't remember, but, yeah, the Amazing Maze, because it doesn't have bonus rooms in the traditional sense. Like all the kings and the queens are they just act like regular teensies. So taking detours to grab them is really well worth it. There we go. So that's the amazing maze. And now we're gonna be skipping 5-4, which is the Great Lava Pursuit, because I think it's probably the longest level in the game if you're trying to speedrun it. Longest regular level, maybe? I think What the Duck might be a little bit longer, but but this level, what matters is that it's incredibly slow. So we don't do it. We skip right to 5-5, which is Swarmed and Dangerous. So you can actually skip some levels in Worlds. Some levels are required to unlock other levels, which are required to unlock bosses. So if you see me doing a really slow level, that's because I probably have to do it. Like if we can skip a level that is slow, we do it as much as possible. Otherwise, we simply have to bite the bullet and do a slow level. So Swarmed and Dangerous, I think it's another 18C level, nothing much to say. It's actually rather quick. It's a really quick level. So we get this teensy right here. We ground pound right here. It's a little bit faster than continuing the wall run. Like just by virtue of Rayman runs faster than he runs on walls on the ground. Or that didn't make any sense, but you get what I mean. Wall running, you can't like spin jump while you're wall running. You can spin, but jumping makes you not stay on the wall. So right here, there's a break boost strat that you can do. And it's probably the coolest strat in the game if you can get it. But I didn't get it. And then you normally don't get it, but it's fine. So next level, we don't have enough teensies to even unlock the next level or the boss, because Olympus Maximus is the final world. The final boss is going to be fought in this world, this world 5. But right now, as you can see, there's a 260 lock that we need 260 teensies for, obviously. So we're going to warp to world 3, which is Fiesta de los Muertos. And Fiesta de los Muertos is probably one of my favorite worlds. It's all themed around Mexican aesthetic and food and everything. And it's really good. So, right there we skip the first level of this world, which is What the Duck, because it's unimaginably slow. And this is obviously a speedrun, so we can't have that. So we're just gonna skip right to Free 2, which is a standard platforming level. Right here you can bounce on this teensy instead of just attacking him normally. Right here, you can do that boost. For some reason, if you just attack twice in that cage, you get a huge speed boost that you can use to carry all the way into the bonus room. So we get the king here because he's very fast. Then we turn small again, teensy inside the apple. That movement was not buttery smooth. Ha ha ha. Very funny. But we go inside this watermelon to get another teensy. There's a faster strat you can do there that was found rather recently, but I think for the sake of my sanity, I'm not gonna attempt it and then die, because I want as few unintentional deaths as possible. That's the hole-in-one. So you can get, you can get into that watermelon on your first ground pound, instead of like ground pounding onto the watermelon and falling into the hole. It's what we call the golf strat, or the hole-in-one. It's faster than the regular method, obviously, but you have to be so precise to get it that it doesn't really matter. So I messed up my movement there a little bit. That's fine. So now we're going to the next lucky ticket level. Taking a sip of water in these loading screens because I gotta stay hydrated. Yeah, that's the hole-in-one, it's just what we call it. So the next level is... I've got a filling. So, the gimmick of this level, and what the duck, which is the level we skipped, is that the magician appears and he turns into a duck. So yeah, Rayman is now a duck, and when he's a duck, he does not have many movement options, so we have to get creative to go fast. So this is a Murphy level, because a duck can't do much on its own, so we have to use a Murphy to sprite guacamole and make platforms that we jump on. So we're going to be collecting a lot of lums in this level, because we need 450 by the end. And also getting all the teensies. Not all the teensies. We're not gonna be getting the king and queen. We're only gonna be getting the king, which is faster. So we drop down through these wind tunnels because it's faster than gliding down them, because we don't need to glide down them. We're speedrunners, we have to go fast. We have to fall fast. Right here is a pretty cool strat. Using roll jump momentum, we can make the duck go rather quick on those platforms. Because ground pounding... The music in this level is so good. Ground pounding bouncy platforms makes you go higher and faster. Not harder or stronger though. That joke was so stupid, I'm so sorry. But yeah, we're just moving through the stage, you know, getting all the teensies, making sure not to die. And right here is a pretty cool strat. Or it would be a cool strat if I didn't take it a little safer than usual, but that's fine. Yeah, the music in this game is just incredibly good. It's one of my favorite soundtracks. And especially since, you know, I'm Latino and all, you know. I'm not Mexican, but I am South American, and I've always loved, you know, Mexican-style music. Arriba, arriba! And the music is so good. So now, we're going to Snakes on a Cake. So yes, I guess Snakes on a Plane was not hardcore enough. We need to have Snakes on a Cake. So, right here, I need to line up the half of Rayman's foot with something on the ground, to do what I call the snake swoosh, but, as you can see, it's a pain in the ass. So you have to be very precise to ground pound in between that snake and the cake. The snakes can't be killed, so if you get hit by the snake, you just die. Basically, it mostly just ends in you getting killed for no reason. And this level is probably one of the hardest levels in 90% to do optimally. Like, it's extremely difficult. I've lost many a run to this. My PB has a death in this level, which just goes to show. Right here we jump, so the snake pushes us forward instead of having to avoid it. That's a luchador right there. He just killed himself. We're gonna see more luchadors later in this world. But yeah. It's not just Mexican skeletons. There's also wrestlers. So they're gonna be a big part of this world later. In the later stages. Or actually, in the next stage and the boss fight. And you'll see what I mean. Oops. Lost my heart. That's fine. The cycles are lining up anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The cycles of the snakes are based on where you are on the screen. So it's not too bad. There's a heart right here anyway that you can get. So this is what I call use your head. It reminds me of that one part in Reform Gym where you have to glide down this massive pit full of spikes, and it's just horrible. There's a skip you can do if you go to the very right side of that pit full of spikes. You can actually skip the cutscene of the magician honking the female teensy's nose, and if you can do that, it saves like 3 seconds. But if you mess up, you die and you lose like 10. So it's a strat only if you're feeling ballsy and only if you have a heart. So I don't do it if I feel like I'm not gonna make it. Yeah, so speedrunning this level is a pain in the ass, and oh, oops, sorry, but like I said, it's killed so many runs. Like, so many runs have died on this level. Like, I died there, and I only lost like 11 seconds, which is ridiculous because my PB died on the spike pit part. So, right here we unlock the next level, which is Lucha Libre Getaway, right there. But we're not gonna be going to do that just yet. We're gonna be doing the invasion first for free, because it just unlocks now. And for simple sake of convenience, it's far better to do this invasion right now than to save it for the end. Hey, ha, hey, ha. Like I said, the music is so good. Hey, ha, ha, hey, ha, hey, ha. Anyway, a pain in any percent and no other category. That's because nobody really runs any other categories. That's the problem. Is that like the other categories are like, it's like all teensies, which is 5 hours long, and then we have 100%, which is almost 6 hours long, or 7 actually. And it's just like any percent out of all of those is the shortest category, believe it or not. But it's still a pain in the other categories because you still have to get the first teensy anyway. You still have to do all the tricks and stuff. But the level is a pain no matter what category it is, because just the design of it is so incredibly hostile. There's spikes everywhere. And anyway, this is Lucha Libre Getaway. It's a pseudo auto-scroller. So this luchador is chasing us. There's only 3 teensies in this level because it's like, it's one of those levels, I guess. But so we want to go fast, but we actually don't want to go too fast. That's for a very important reason. If you go too fast, the luchador despawns and you can't beat the level, and you have to restart the checkpoint. And you know, it's not a soft lock, it doesn't end the run if it happens, you just restart the checkpoint. But you have to make sure that you can still hear the luchador as he's chasing you, because otherwise he'll get too far away from the camera and he will cease to exist. And if that happens, you can't beat the level at the final section because he just doesn't appear. And it's pretty funny when you despawn the luchador, but it's only funny when you do it on purpose, because doing it accidentally is obviously not a good idea. So anyway, we didn't despawn the luchador, everything's fine. And now we're moving on to, oh yeah, the luchador does a Terminator 2 thumbs up there. A lot of people say, wow, that's like a middle finger. The guy's giving the middle finger, and it's like, it's so obviously not a middle finger, it's a thumbs up. It's like, he's sinking into the lava and he's giving a thumbs up. I guess it's because the youth has never seen Terminator 2, but whatever. Alright, so here we have the boss. It's El... I think his name is El Chili? I think his name is El Chili, actually. So El Chili are here. I was about to say El Nacho, but El Nacho is something else, actually. El Nacho is a movie with Jack Black. But this boss is basically an auto-scroller. He like smashes all the platforms, and then you jump onto his head when the mushroom shows up, and pop his eyes out of those sockets, which is rather brutal. But whatever, it's cartoony, so it doesn't matter. El Nacho. Oh yeah, that's not El Nacho, dude. El Nacho. It's not Nacho Libre. Absolute. That's not Nacho Libre. Not El Nacho. What the fuck am I talking about? Yeah, sorry for swearing again. I just got frustrated with myself and I said, what the hell am I talking about? El Nacho? But yeah, this guy's name is, I think it's El Chili. I'm not sure. And Chile as in Chile? Not Chile the country. It's like, I don't know. I don't remember, but... Oh, it's just El Luchador? Okay. Yeah, I thought he actually had a name, but it's just a luchador. So yeah, now we're in the final phase. Dying here costs more than any other phase. Dying on this boss costs, I think, multiple minutes, depending on where you die. Like, each phase you lose like a minute and a half, more or less, if you die at the very end of a phase, for comparison. So if you oh, and falling into the lava is an instant kill, by the way. It's not like fire where it bounces you up. Falling to the lava kills you instantly. Lucha. So you stay right there at the bottom of the screen to get the mushroom, which hits him. Then we beat the last Dark Teensy into space because he's a baddie. And there we go. We've completed 3 out of 5 bosses. And as you can see, I got just enough for the lucky ticket, which is good. So, that skips like half a second of animations or something. Now, we're going to rescue Ursula. We're going to World 4, which is 20,000 lums under the sea. And the first stage is the mysterious inflatable island. This is the island, we're never gonna see it again. So, this whole world is a water world, but it's actually got a second theme, which is that it's themed after spy movies. So, all the music in this world is named after James Bond movies. The whole thing has a James Bond vibe. Like, there are enemies in this world with Splinter Cell goggles, and you'll see them later, but yeah, there are toads in this world with Splinter Cell goggles. I died there, but that's fine. It just spawns me right here. I died there again. That's not good. But yeah, the whole world is themed around spies and secret agents and stuff, and it's actually a gigantic love letter to James Bond. There are enemies that are sharks with huge braces on their teeth, which I guess are supposed to be jaws from like James Bond. Like all the soundtrack music, if you look in the soundtrack, all the tracks are titled like Toadfinger or The Spy Who Kicked Me and Dive Another Day, you know. It's just like, I really like it. It's very good. So I get that Teensy and then kill myself because it keeps the Teensy but puts me closer to this checkpoint, which is right next to the exit. So we just finished there. Yeah, it's a water world that is also a stealth world, and I really like that. Isn't there an Ocean's 11 too? I don't know. The Ocean's 11 joke would be a little too on the nose, but I do believe that's one of the tracks too. I think it's like Ocean's 10 or something. It's Oceans and some other number. Yeah, it wouldn't be a good enough spy movie parody without some good old stealth mechanics. So we're going to the second stage, the Deadly Lights, and as you saw in the previous level, this world is full of deadly lights. So if you stay in the green light for too long, you get zapped with a laser. Yeah, this game does it really well, and I really love it. This game does a lot of stuff so well. So this is another Murphy stage. What he does is he covers up the lasers with the buttons, so you can pass through. And so, like I said, like every other Murphy level, you have to know the stage layout really well and multitask, because you have to move Rayman fast while also managing Murphy constantly. Like I think this track is Toad Finger. What? Ruh-roh. Uh-oh. That can't be good. No internet. Okay, from my end here, the stream came back. So yeah, phew, that was close. Okay, so, oh man, I waited just so you guys don't miss part of the run because of the internet. Right here we have to move the lamps to make the light go in certain places. And this level can also be really annoying. This is the level called Infiltration Station. Nice, I got the strat there. So you can do a roll attack while you're going through that tube, and it hits the TNC through the ceiling, or through the floor, so you don't have to go all the way around and get him. So this is another level where we're going to get 9 TNCs instead of 8, because there's a bonus room here that is pretty quick. Yeah, bad RNG, what can you do, man? Sometimes the internet just is not kind to you. Nice. Okay, I got the fast strat there. So the fast strat is to Nice, I got that too. And then we do that strat to get all the way to the top of this room without doing anything. Yeah, I saw that it was good again. I was just like, I was just kind of worried. That's all, because I don't want to cause any inconvenience, even if I can't help it, even if it's not really my fault. So now we're going to elevator ambush. We'll never know what the fast strat was. Nah, it's okay. There's a lot of other fast strats. So we have to do elevator ambush to unlock the level that unlocks the boss. So this level is basically a huge auto-scroller, but we have to do it. Because there's just no way to get to the boss if we don't complete it. So some levels are slow, but like I said, we have to do them in order to unlock stuff. So we do that. Thankfully this level, because it's so long actually, and for a variety of other factors, we can actually get the lucky ticket here. So the lucky ticket, you're gonna see what happens with the lucky ticket, but there's this part where it's supposed to be an elevator ambush. So all the Splinter, as you can see, all the Toads have Splinter Cell goggles. They're all dressed up like Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell, but which is another Ubisoft franchise. But we can just keep kicking on the wall, jumping and kicking right here to keep our altitude, and we never have to fight the frogs. So like they all just pile up, and then they all kill each other like that because they see me and they instantly all fire their weapons at once, and the energy ball can kill other enemies. So basically we cause a mass suicide just so we don't have to get as many alums, because even without all the lums from those frogs, we still get like 500 something lums on the stage just from doing it normally. It's kind of crazy. It's the only stage where I think we get that many just by doing it. And don't have to go out of our way to get all the lums. So right here we have to dodge all the missiles and stuff. Dodge all the crushers. Oops. Oh, and if I get crushed, then I will be killed instantly. So even if you have a heart, if you get crushed by anything, you just instantly die. Now this one we can't do the same trick that we did on the last one. You actually have to fight the elevator party that gets here. But thankfully we get the fist. So we can just shoot them instead of having to physically go over there and kick all of them. And the thing I was saying about the wiggle worm, the strat with the tube, is that like you can slide through the tube and then go and then stand back up and then slide again before the animation finishes, and you just keep wiggling your analog stick over and over, and that just lets you go through the tube a little bit faster. I call it the wiggle worm, but what I actually do on my controller I do a Hadouken input, I do a half circle, and it just works out. So, all that time playing Street Fighter and King of Fighters and stuff really was rather productive. Oh, thankfully he threw a rubber ducky there instead of something that hurt me. So that was nice. So now we have to chase the magician to the end of this stage. To finish the level, basically. Yeah, I don't think it's a problem with Twitch either because, you know, the RTMP restream was buffering too earlier. Like, I was asked to stream this on Twitch because, because the RTMP was having problems. But anyway, we have enough for a lucky ticket. And we are moving on to a level that is very appropriately named There's Always a Bigger Fish. Had no RTMP problems yesterday. Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know. Maybe my bitrate is a bit too high, who knows. But I'm just gonna continue the run. So, bigger fish, pretty short stage, free teensies. But the gimmick is that you're always being chased by this big fish here, or eel, or dragon, whatever the fuck. And we just have to, you know, there's nothing really fancy here. We're just moving through the stage, getting all the teensies. Trying not to get killed. I'm probably gonna get killed after I said that because I got hit by the laser. I might get killed. If I die, that might be a problem. But thankfully there's a heart right here, so for now I'm safe. And then this part right here is heavily scripted, so I don't spin or anything like that because then it just messes everything up. And then it just becomes a nightmare and you probably die. Alright, right here you could have done a damage boost to get ahead of this guy. Like, you get ahead of the guy you're supposed to be chasing if you take a damage boost and go through that laser. And it actually is faster. The fish is gonna eat me. The fish is gonna eat me. The fish is gonna eat me. Go, go Rayman, go. I don't wanna die. Oh, oh, just barely. Nice. Sea dragon apparently, yeah. So, the dragon almost ate me there. And if he chomps down on you, you instantly die too. Like, the game doesn't even give you a damage animation, it just kills you. So, so that's that. At least I finished the level without dying. And now we're moving on to the boss of World 4. Which is a madman's creation. And this one is a mechanical dragon. This one's a mechanical dragon. So instead of a regular sea dragon trying to eat you, it's a mechanical dragon trying to blast you to death with its lasers. And I got what I call the God cycle there. If your movement is perfect, you can snipe that cage as it's going down instead of waiting for it to cycle back up. It's only like a 2-second time save or something, not even that, but I like to go for it because I'm stupid. Going for small and extremely risky time save is something we should all do. Alright, so here's the mechanical dragon. As you can see, he's even does a choo-choo thing like a train. So he's shooting a laser, he's firing his laser. Damn, I'm getting old. So he fires his laser and then he becomes vulnerable, and you just shoot him in the gem, and then it cracks, and then you move on to the next part of the fight. Next part of the fight here is in the wind. Maybe it was just the wind. Okay, my controller disconnected for a little second there. Thank God it came back, because if my controller had disconnected for a while longer, I would fall to my death because I wouldn't be... No! Ah, damn it. Damn it. I died. Or I didn't die, but I didn't kill him fast enough, so because my controller disconnected. So now my so I missed the cycle. And ideally you should never miss a cycle on this fight ever. But my goddamn controller really feels like ruining my day today. So that's the first time in like years that I've seen that attack that he does, that second part when you don't crack the gem fast enough. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh my god. My controller disconnected and I didn't punch enough times to crack the thing. This phase right here, you just have to wait for him to finish the laser. And then you can just stand on this rope right at the edge here, and you dodge all the lasers and you hit him as long as you keep mashing. So it's fine. Wii U? No, this is not the Wii U version. This is on PC. Down goes the dragon. The Wii U version is actually 30 minutes slower, believe it or not, and that's all because of the Murphy levels that you have to do with the gamepad. I'm literally not exaggerating at all. The fastest, theoretically, Wii U would be the fastest version if you did it in co-op. You can do Wii U co-op, and if you had a really great run, you could potentially be faster than PC, even with a different route, for many reasons. So Wii U co-op is theoretically the fastest version, but for obvious reasons such as Wii U and co-op, nobody does that. Alright. Alright, so now we have 10 lucky tickets. And this is the reason why PC is faster. Because you can scratch the lucky tickets with the mouse really fast. So we're gonna scratch 10 lucky tickets. Scratch lucky ticket number 5. That gives us the Geyser Blast level. And then we're gonna scratch 5 more. Not for the creatures, but for that one TNT and the 10th ticket, which gives us best original score, which is an Origins level. Gets it back to Origin stage. My mouse is acting all weird. I don't know what that is, but... So yeah. Oh, it's usually faster than that, Mike. My mouse was acting weird because the cord is all fucked. But yes, so theoretically, if you really wanted to, you can make a 5-player Wii U task of this game. So there's a Wii U emulator and it has task tools, but I don't think we can get Rayman Legends to run it on it just yet. But if you could, and if you could task the game, you can make, much like the 4-player Rayman Origins Wii tasks, you could make a 5-player task of this game, where 4 players are as the main characters, and 5th player is always Murphy, and he just speeds everything up. He makes the best possible plays ever, all the time. And he just completely destroys the game. Wii U Murphy with an actual person controlling him is scarily powerful, like for gaining speed and everything. Because Because for the console versions, they had to make all the Murphy stages follow like set patterns because you need to play them, you know, as a single player person. But a task like that would be positively insane, actually. Because you could have 4 different people doing 4 different things at the same time. You could divide teensies between players. Like, and you could do lum routing in a way that just isn't possible as a single person. You could plan everything out completely perfectly, and it would be probably much faster than the world record for a single player any percent run. Maybe. Because the Wii U has comparable loads to PC, and even if you remove loads, you can have a task that is just totally crazy. Like the Rayman Origins Wii task is already insane enough to the point where on Wii, which has the slowest loads, where you lose like 5 minutes or something to loads, it beats the PC world record by like 10 minutes. Just so you have some idea. I think if you took the Wii tasks and put the level inputs for like PC, with PC tier loads, you could potentially make a Rayman Origins any percent run that is like less than 40 minutes long, and I think that's crazy. So just imagine what this game could potentially do with that amount of you know, of tasking prowess. It would be a pain in the fucking ass. Absolutely. It would be a nightmare to task. Like, you have to task 5 controllers at once, and like, I don't know if you guys ever tried tasking, but I do tasking, and tasking is a nightmare. It takes a long time. And I'm incredibly impressed that Killay was able to, or that Clement was able to, you know, do it as quick as he did. Like, tasking 4 Wiimotes at once, and then perfectly planning the route for each stage to get just enough lums to save the most time possible and stuff. It's just crazy. Come on. So that's the 2 Origins levels. As you can see, they're very fast. To get 18 Cs or 19 Cs from each, so you get 18 Cs for what, like 6 minutes of level, and elevator ambush alone is almost more than that. So now we're gonna be starting to do the invasions. We're gonna do the Snakes on a Cake invasion, and then we're gonna do all the World 2 invasions. Then we're gonna do all the World 1 invasions, and then after the World 1 invasions, we're gonna just have enough Teen Cs to unlock Hell Breaks Loose and go to the final boss. Oh! The Wii U version has loads that are almost as good as PC. For some reason. Yes, I'm actually serious. The Wii U version loads faster than Xbox 360 and PS3. And we have no idea why, it just does. So a 5-player Wii U task would have the same fast loads as PC, but it would have 5-player tasking. This is to massively shorten the time of World 5. Not really, it's just because at this point we don't have anywhere to get TNCs anymore that isn't really slow. So we get them bit by bit by invasions instead. Alright. So now we're gonna go to World 2 Invaded. We're actually only gonna do 3 invasions in World 2 and then a princess level. And the princess level is about the same speed as an invasion and gets you the same amount of TNCs. So it's basically an invasion level, just we do it faster. Toad's Fly Invaded, which is the one I'm doing right now, is probably one of the most difficult invasions to do consistently because the cycles are different every time. But thankfully I didn't die here. Got a respectable time of 26:03. So I'm about 4 minutes behind my PB, so this is still gonna be way underestimate, I think. I'm just looking at my splits to see if there's any... I don't think there's any stages that I can really save a ton of time. Obviously I can't save 4 minutes, but PB in this game is really, really hard. Like, this game is hard as fuck. Like seriously, just, this game is really hard to get to world record level. I'm about a minute behind world record, and my PB is still really, really good. My PB is like far more than passable, and I still have a minute to go on world record. Like, I'll take a 123 any day, like seriously. A 122 is possible, or a 121 I think, but it's just crazy. You just have to play like a madman. You have to do a task level, movement everywhere, and not die anywhere, and not make any kind of minor mistake at all. Which is why I'm considering tasking this game. Because I don't know if you guys know, but there's a new tool for tasking PC games called libtask. It was used to task SteamWorld Dig 2. It can task games that run on Linux, so if this game, I think this game should run on Linux, so if it does, if this game does run on Linux, then I can try and do a VM of it, and then try to task it. Try to task a single player with Rayman. Or, God forbid, try to task a multiplayer task of this. Yeah, that's something that I've always wanted to do, but I just didn't have the resources for it. But now that there's finally tools available, it's really great. So this is 600 feet under. It's the level to rescue Aurora, the princess, one of the many princesses in this game. But we just fall through it. Like, the level's already over. Just so you're aware of how fast that level goes by. Pretty sure it does. Yeah, I'll look into it just so I can just so I have an excuse to task something now, because it's been a while since I last tasked something. Alright, so I'm gonna do a strategy here, which is to open the briefcase twice so that it doesn't slide all the notifications over and takes a while. Oh, it's not on Linux? Well, damn. If it's not, then I don't think the task plan works. Which sucks, I guess. Because the invasions alone, you can shave minutes off RTA runs just by doing the invasions to the level that the IL world record holders do it. Imagine doing it at a task level. This is Ropes Course Invaded. Not much to say. People have found a way to run it in Linux. If it runs on Linux, then you can task it. Because I don't think SteamWorld Dig 2 runs on Linux either, but it's just that the current task tool is only for games that run on Linux. And it has to be... I don't think it can be Steam either. It has to be from some no DRM service like GOG. So you probably have to buy this game on GOG and not have any DRM attached to it, and have it run on Linux so you can, you know, so you can task it. This is Quicksand Invaded. It's probably one of the longest invasions that we do in the run. It's kind of hard. There's a lot of, like I said, the snakes are really annoying, but if you're a little careful, you shouldn't die here. Dying in an invasion is worse the further you get into it, because if you die at the 35-second route. There was an old route that used to do an extra invasion in World 4, and that would be the final level you would do to get to 260. But we recently replaced that invasion with free TNCs from other levels. Okay. World record for Quicksand was set today at 26.98. That's actually really good. I didn't know that. As you can see... Oh, oops. Forgot to split, but that's okay. So, the run begins and ends in Once Upon a Time. And now we're doing it backwards. And with the Arriba skeletons to give us emotional support. Right here you can skip going inside the watermelon by running up that thing, that fork. Oh, oops. Damn it. That's okay, that's okay. One last death for the road, am I right, fellas? Gotta finish the run with a bang. That's okay though. Controller disconnects. Twitch buffering. What's one more death gonna do? So that death is fine actually. Not that bad, it's only like 20 seconds. Still gonna make it under estimate. Oh, I wanted to be plus 420 on my PB, and now I'm plus 430. What a load. Alright, hell breaks loose. Now we have 260 TNCs. We're in the end stretch. Now we just wanna finish this level, and then we can move on to the final boss. So this level is supposed to be a huge level about wall running. Wall running from the dragons. Guess what? We're not gonna do any of that. This is the coolest level in the game. You ever played Earthworm Jim? This is what we're gonna be doing the whole level. The whole level is a vertical wall run But we're not gonna be doing any wall running. We're gonna fall right through all of it. And it's gonna be the sickest thing you ever saw. So we start right here. We wall run for a little bit. Oops. What? Yeah, sometimes you can just die for no reason there. We wall run for a little bit here. Boop. Boop. That perfectly lines it up. Second part. 1, 2, 3. Then we jump through right here. Jump through right again. Hug this wall right here while it falls so we don't get trapped by spikes. Tell me when I'm appearing on stream again. Back. Okay. So if it's back, then a cloud of darkness. Aw, man, not again. I'm back. Okay. So, final stage. A cloud of darkness. This is the final boss of the game. So, it's a giant hand. That's the first phase, but yeah, so the final boss is called Hades' hand. So we're literally fighting Hades. Ah, shit. Alright, so you can one-cycle this guy. It's extremely difficult, however. So, let's see if I can get it. You have to knock off all the pieces. So, he explodes, and then I restart sequence. And we go back to the second phase. So the second phase is two little flying demon things. And the fastest way to fire in the air is to cancel every kick animation with hovering. So you can do rapid fire instead of Rayman doing an automatic, you know, rapid fire animation. Because rapid fire looks like that. So that's the second phase done. And now we're on to the third phase. Oh, oops. There, you can jump off that bone wall and ground pound under the pig to save a little bit of time, but it doesn't really matter that much. Alright. So, Oh yeah, and this boss would probably not be much faster with a co-op task because the boss gets more health the more people there are. So, a single player could probably be better here than multiplayer. This last part is a pain in the ass, and you'll see why. So it goes around and flies around and stuff, and I actually got the 2 cycle, so that's nice. That boss can go really, really wrong if you mess up. Alright, so get ready on time. Time is coming up very, very soon. It's when I punch the last teensy. It's when my fist hits his ship. So get ready on time. And time. There we go. That's Rayman Legends. And still underestimate, baby. Still underestimate. Alright, so that's Rayman Legends. Hell yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the run. A lot of technical difficulties, a lot of deaths, but still underestimated, still managed to finish the game. So without loads, that was apparently a 128. So still sub 130 even without loads, which is kind of crazy. That was 5 minutes and 23 seconds slower than my PB. My PB is a 123.35. Alright. So up next to finish it off is oh, it's Rayman designer levels, right. So, yep. Thank you so much.